A familiar voice issues from the small phone that she's carrying in her pocket. Done. I think that's it for today. Well done. Looks like you've still got it. I hadn't expected that. Well, unlike a certain someone, I actually leave the house every once in a while. Meaning that I'm perfectly capable of handling social interactions. Anyway, did you at least get something interesting out of it after having me do all of this work? Yes, most definitely. It's all quite interesting. Strange, even. You mean their attitude towards the former student representative? It's more than that. Lily leaving the school raises questions in itself. Do you think those two can be trusted? Yes. Their eyes didn't lie. It's obvious that they're hiding something, but the things they did talk about were true. Scarlet sounds hesitant. Is she just saying this at the school? Like she's still in the room? Or still in the school and she's just... I hope not. What's bothering you so much? What do you think is wrong? It's the timing of when Lily left the school. We don't really know much about the specific circumstances. That's such an odd thing to say. She stopped coming to the club during midterms last semester. I think she said something about preparing for her exams at home. I tried to recall the information Cecile provided. Every February, the Yokai Cup is the only thing everyone talks about at Phoenix High School. We always score well in the competition. The Yokai Cup starts at the beginning of the semester. Everyone's in full-on working mode and wants to win. Do you remember the dates on the documents from the Department of Education? They were all somewhere between March and April. Scarlet replies quickly, which shows that she's keeping up. Generally, midterm exams are conducted about 2 months after the start of the school year, from the end of April to the beginning of May. And all requests reviewed over a month ago, which suggests that they received a reply by then. Leaving aside the fact that all disciplinary sanctions from the Young Artists Association were eventually withdrawn, even if they did produce any results, they should have been a response before midterm. Copying someone else's work only to suddenly drop everything a month later seems strange. Things aren't as simple as they seem. Yeah, something seems foul here. The school seems less and less like the image it is trying to uphold. I mean, it sounds about right, what I know about private schools. Unrealistic expectations and a yearning for prestige and recognition. But Phoenix High School isn't all it's hyped up to be. We've stumbled upon something big, that's for sure. But shouldn't we focus on the whole thing with Cecile first? Of course, which is why we needed all of this information. Cecile has been struggling with that vision of Eloise. At this point, we probably know more about it than she does. That's one of the unique advantages of being an outsider. We already know that Cecile has visions of past events when she's under the influence of incense, meaning that Eloise lying on the ground in a pool of blood is something that has already happened. Cecile wants to know the circumstances of this incident, and now we've found something that may be connected to Eloise. Further details are coming to light, and everything seems to be connected somehow. This should help us find out whatever tragedy it was that befell Eloise. At least we have something to work with now. We got lucky. It's hard to do something if you don't believe in it, but in this case, we know something's wrong. From what we know so far, the art competition was the big incident that kicked off everything. The two student representatives must have had a lot of contact in the past. Who knows? Maybe there's something else we can dig up. Speaking of which, I have an idea. Oh? One of the two students I met today seems to be using the same ID online all the time. Wouldn't hurt to snoop around a little. Oh? Sounds like something we can work with. I'm afraid that's it for it today. I really have to get back to the office or the boss will have my head. I'll send you the ID later. I need to find a way out of this school first. A little while back, blogs and online diaries were very popular. That's changed quite rapidly ever since social media started spreading like wildfire. So, blogs are not popular anymore when social media was more popular? I'm confused. Or, no, I guess it's talking about like social media is more common than blogs. Like short form versus long form stuff. If those students are really hiding something, they might slip up and leave some kind of trail online. Social media. For me, it's a good thing. I can do huge chunks of my work without having to leave the confines of my cozy abode. There are no computers on the ground floor, and I'm not really in a hurry. Kneading my neck and shoulders, which are stiff from holding my phone, I resume the organization of my books. Even with the current situation and Cecile's problems, the world keeps on turning relentlessly. Tales from the Vienna woods can be heard faintly from across the street. The guy who owns the tobacco and liquor store seems to be a man of music taste. I really assumed Cecile would have stopped by the store by now, but then again, Phoenix High School is quite far away. Still nothing. I think I was right. I better send her a message tonight to find out what's going on, just to be on the safe side. Other than that, it's a typical Wednesday, though I've only seen a few people around. A mother and a son, two middle-aged men, and a young guy with a healthy interest in the French Revolution. Is today actually a public holiday or something? The whole concept has been long lost to me. In any case, the day is coming to an end and there isn't much point in staying open. I should call it a day. After letting out a big yawn, I grab a few books and begin my nightly routine. Girl with long hair. Is this Eloise? It looks like Eloise. Sorry to bother you. Someone standing in the doorway. I freeze. It's the girl who was taking pictures of the store from the other side of the street last night. Suspect? Is this the girl with long hair from school? Or is this Eloise? I've never been the type to believe in such coincidences. I don't like this. There is complete silence. She doesn't waste time and walks straight towards the desk. She's well-mannered, keeping her feet from making too much noise on the quartz floor. Her demeanor is calm, but she gives a mysterious aura. Gives off a mysterious aura. It's as if even the light can only go around her. It's not her clothes. She's meticulously dressed in a slightly faded but very tidy school uniform. Nor is it because of her appearance. She has good posture and maintains a polite, albeit small, smile. Something about her immediately grabs my attention. Welcome. Most of the books here are ready to buy. We don't have any stocks in the back, so just brings the ones you're interested in straight to the counter. She walks up to me while I'm still speaking. She confidently looks me in the eye, her long hair floating behind her like a curtain. Hello, I'm looking for a book. You're in a bookstore. I think that makes sense. Yes, of course. What kind of book are you looking for? Is it okay if I only have the title? What's the name of the book? He's smoking now, again. The Trail of the Missing Fish. That's the one that Cecile wanted. I have a hard time playing it cool and break out in a cold sweat. I've heard you carry many books that are quite unique and cannot be found anywhere else. That's true. It's a shame, really. Your timing is unfortunate. It was acquired by someone else just recently. The girl smiles calmly. I see. This mystery is easy enough to solve. She moves a little closer, calmly, as if to signal that everything is under control. Your time must be precious, so please allow me to ask you directly. Did a girl named Cecile get it? Don't tell him. Don't tell her. I try to keep my expression as neutral as possible. It wouldn't be wise to lie. Don't tell her! I don't like this. That she mentions Cecile's name must mean that she knows something. I don't know how much else she knows and what Cecile told her. Cecile still hasn't called. I should play it safe. Since she knows about Cecile's visit to the store and about the book she borrowed, this girl must be close to her in some way. Her faded Phoenix High School uniform makes it apparent that she's not a new student there. She must know something about Cecile's situation, or she wouldn't have chosen this moment to show up. But this isn't the time for me to lay out all of my cards on the table. Well, as you can see, this place is rather small and a little messy. Still, Hermitage values each and every one of its customers. I deliberately put on more of a serious face. I'm afraid I can't discuss my customers' private matters, especially with a guest whose name I don't know. The girl looks surprised, as if she wasn't prepared for such a direct statement. I'm Eloise, I knew it. Cecile's friend. I'm also the president of the art club she's in. I'm sorry, I was so focused on this one thing that I completely forgot to introduce myself. My apologies. She bows slightly and hands me her student card. She's doing this to remove any doubts about her identity. Very polite, very thoughtful. A response I wouldn't have expected from a student. A bit too much, maybe. Eloise, is it? What an introduction. Might as well bait her into answering some questions. I'd like to find out more about her. Cecile mentions her so frequently that my interest is piqued. Not only that, but she plays an important role in Cecile's hallucinations and is somehow connected to it all. Cecile is somewhat of a regular customer here, and I sometimes talk about school with her. I'm sorry for being suspicious, I just take privacy very seriously. I didn't mean to be rude. Eloise looks relieved, and the tension fades away. No worries. I think valuing privacy is a respectable trait. To answer your question, yes, Cecile did purchase the Trail of the Missing Fish here. I still don't... I don't know how this is. I don't trust. I didn't pay it a second thought because she has always shown an interest in folklore. Why is that book so special to you? Is something wrong? The problem isn't the book itself. Oh, is she buying it for her? Because she said she wanted to get her a birthday present. or in the hallucination thing we saw at the beginning of the stream? Is that it? So the problem isn't the book itself. Eloise looks troubled. Actually, something's wrong with Cecile. We used to meet after class a lot. Practice a little here and there. Art practice? Our school is very strict and the standards there are very high. She loves to paint and I wouldn't want her to miss any opportunities. I support her. That's very noble of you. You must take your position very seriously. In the beginning, Cecile was always so enthusiastic about practice. Actually, she often approached me to plan readings in advance. But lately, it's almost as if she's been hiding from me. I asked her if there was something on her mind, something weighing her down, but she wouldn't answer me. She bows her head and seems lost. Our school's public image is a very prestigious one, so much so that many of our students are very proud. Cecile transferred to the school just recently. I'm worried that someone or something might be bothering her and she's too afraid to say it. Eloise pulls on one of her cuffs and gives me an apprehensive look. So, I'm not proud of it, but I've been tracing her steps after school to see if she needed help with anything. That's a very fancy way to say that you've been stalking someone. I'm not sure how well you guys know each other, but don't you think following someone around after school is a bit extreme? I know it's wrong, but I didn't know what else to do. Please don't tell Cecile about this, please. It's a bit desperate. A bit hectic. She bows her head again. This really seems to be getting to her. I keep talking in a calm and friendly manner. Don't worry about that. So what's your plan? Are you going to go door to door to find out where she's been? Actually, this store is basically the only place she ever visits. That's what made me think that maybe you know something. Now Eloise is the one trying to ask questions. Well, how should I put this? I put out my cigarette and take a deep breath. The two girls really do seem to be quite close. This is my golden opportunity to find out more and finally get the answers I've been looking for. I should slip into a certain role. When two people don't really know much about each other, it's easy to pretend to be someone else. I'm confident that there's a lot I can find out if I play this right. There should be a way without her having to say anything. What? I need to find the right moment to take a closer look at Eloise. When it comes to analyzing behavioral patterns, choosing the right approach is essential. I might not get a better chance than this, so I mustn't miss it. What is happening? Still, asking out of the blue wouldn't be smart. I need to plan this carefully. Okay, I'm kind of confused and concerned. Since you've been so honest with me, I think I can trust you. Maybe? I don't know about that, to be honest. Wiggle, wiggle. Cecile had her reasons for coming to me. I get up, ready to share my secrets with Eloise. Truth be told, before taking over this bookstore, I spent most of my life in the field of clinical psychotherapy. Oh? She definitely, moved forward just then, interested, I think. Unfortunately, I no longer have my license. When I was young, I had a dispute with some of the older gentlemen in the association. They made use of their connections and influence to kick me out and stop me from practicing. I waved my hand a little, a typical let's not dwell on the past gesture.